All right, everyone. Welcome to Critical Build. Today I'm doing a different type of way of recording this. I thought it'd be cool to include the art on the side. I don't know. I some people hate AI art and whatnot, but I love making cool AI art. I think it makes the characters really feel more powerful and whatnot when you're playing them. You get to see this cool AI art of what your character actually looks like. So, yeah, I'm excited to get into this build. So this is going to be the best, I think, personally. If you're playing a fighter or a barbarian, I think this is going to be your best bet. I know barbarian did a lot to try to keep you by going higher levels in barbarian. The only one I feel like did that is berserker barbarian, because they have another feature that gives you another damage bump, like I think like a level 10 or something. But even that, I mean, I think going fighter and getting the extra attack overall and action surge and whatnot is just better overall. And just speaking, and you get more feats and whatnot. The brutal strike stuff for barbarian is awful, because I mean, it could be good if all you have to do is give up the advantage from reckless, but what how people are saying is you just give up advantage at all, like, for generally speaking, which I think sucks, because without advantage, I don't know, I hate hitting without advantage, but that's just me. I'm just very optimal when it comes to D&D. But yeah, enough of that. Let's get into this build. So, another preference I want to start off with before we get into this build is that I am recording this before the monster manual has come out. However, I am recording it at a time where YouTubers are starting to talk about it. And the big thing that's come out about the monster manual right now is the fact that a lot of enemies are dealing force damage. So that is the big reason I chose the Gem Dragon Amethyst version, because they resist force damage and deal force damage with their breath weapon. So, and remember, the new Totem Barbarian does not resist force anymore, which sucks. So we have to get it through a race or a magic item, and I can't assume what magic items you get, but I could assume your race. So I am going to be going with this race, the Dragonborn, the Gem Dragonborn specifically. I know they made the new Dragonborns, and technically the new Dragonborn has a better flight and better breath attacks, so you can choose between cone and not a cone. Can't think of the other one right now. But yeah, but unfortunately they don't have the Gem Dragonborns in there. So yeah, maybe your DM will allow you to get 10-minute flight like the other Dragonborns, but probably not, because you're using this race. But yeah, you get some cool features, which I really like from Gem Dragonborn. Is, of course, you get the flying at level 5. You get the breath weapon, which does force damage and scales off your con, which we will, if we go to level 20, which we will be maxing. So not bad for good some AoE damage. And then what I like is we actually get this cool ability called Psionic Mind. And I think it's pretty cool. This, you being able to talk telepathically, you never know when that's going to come in handy. And then we talked about Gem Flight. Background, I know I keep taking alert, but it's just a really good feat. I mean, you could take Tough. Tough is a pretty good feat to take with this build, because you're going to be a frontliner damage, and our only way of defense is taking resistant damage. So Tough could be a good feat, but I think going first to get off that rage is better, because our armor class is going to be okay and mediocre throughout the whole campaign. That's just how it is, playing a barbarian. But yeah, skill proficiencies, choose whatever you want, but I would highly recommend going something with force athletics. That's the only strength based one. But acrobatics, intimidation, perception, stealth, and survival now could scale based off your rage, which is pretty cool. But you have to be raging out last 10. We'll get into it. Rage last 10 minutes, but while you're raging, all these ability scores right here can now be used with strength. So I would take a mixture of these, because you never know. You may be at a time where rage is still on from a combat, and then you have to do a perception check or something, stealth, whatever, and you can use strength with it. Finally, we can use strength with intimidation, but it's technically a resource. Yeah, so level 1, actual class. If your character is going to end at character level 8 or 9, go barbarian first and then fighter, because you getting the reckless attack and getting the rage and all that stuff earlier is better. But for long-term character development, you're going to start off with fighter. So I'm going to assume that you're doing a long-term campaign, but if not, just flip it, go fighter 5, and then go barbarian 5 and then fighter 3 or 4 if your campaign ends at 9 or 10. 8 or 9. If it ends at 10, technically you're wasting a level, and you could go some 6-4 and have an extra feat, but just for that one level, you probably just go ended at 10. But anything past 11, I feel like to start off with fighter, it'll be worth it in the long run. So level 1, we get fighting style. So what's cool about fighter is you get to change your fighting style every single level, and it's in masteries. You get to change after a long rest. So this build is going to be using a two-handed glaive or halberd or whatever in the end, because we're going to be doing Great Weapon Master, since we're going to get a lot of attacks. And remember, Great Weapon Master got changed. I'll get to it, but a Great Weapon Master now, it can only be used with the attack action. So it can only be used on your turn to deal that extra damage. And because we're a fighter, we'll get Action Surge, and then with Echo Knight and get more attacks on the same turn. All those will stack. That's the only reason I'm even going with a two-handed weapon and Great Weapon Master. If not, I feel like two-handed fighting is always going to be better. However, at these early levels, before we even get Great Weapon Master level 4, you might as well just get that extra attack and keep your bonus up action open. And yeah, so we're going to be doing two-weapon fighting. You get a ton, too many masteries with fighter and barbarian multiclass. You'll see you're going to be overwhelmed with the amount of masteries you get access to. But for now, I say just get glaive, because eventually we'll have a glaive, scimitar, Nick, and the short sword Vex. And you get second wind also level 1. It's twice per long rest now. It used to be just once per short rest, but now you just get one back in a short rest, so you can't beat that. Pretty good HP, especially since we'll be doing majority fighter on this build. So then our strategies are going to be very simple. 1 through 3 before we get Great Weapon Master level 4. That's just going to be use your short sword Vex to gain advantage, and you get that simultaneous attack with scimitar, and you get 2 attacks per round. Unfortunately, no advantage yet. That's why I said if you're doing early level and it's going to end around 9 or 10 or 8, Barbarian first, you'll have advantage starting at level 2. This build doesn't get advantage starting to level 7, which kind of sucks. So yeah, that's gonna be it. Level 2, pretty easy. Action Surge. Everyone knows that Action Surge does. You get it back on a short rest, and later on at 17, but we won't get hitting level 17. I mean, you could go 17.3, but I'm gonna suggest we go 16.4. Explain why later. But yeah, Action Surge is going to be good. When we get Manifest Echo level 3, then you could use Action Surge and Manifest Echo together. We get a cool new feature called Tactical Mind. So what this does is, whenever you fail an ability check, you can actually use Second Wind to add a D10 to that instead of healing, which is pretty cool. And what's good is if the D10 doesn't end up helping, you can then you don't lose the feature. Good. Okay. Level 3, we get our Manifest Echo. So if you don't know how the Echo Knight works, basically, you can always keep this Echo up. It's infinite. It has 1 HP. Its AC is 14 plus your proficiency bonus. It can be 30 feet from you, and but you can only create it within 15 feet of you. What's cool is you can teleport and swap places with it. You can make attacks from your Echo, which is really good, and that's what we're going to be using. So basically, you always want to keep your Echo up, and what's good is, for the most part, you're going to have that bonus slot open. So if your Echo dies, you can then respawn it in round 2, because again, round 1 will be raging once we get to our barbarian levels. But what's good, as long as you keep the Echo up, then it will always start combat with it, unless you get surprised or something. Even if you get surprised, maybe you'll get advantage. I don't know, but the surprise is different now. You might just get disadvantage on initiative. But yeah, Echo, basically you get to attack from range. It's really cool. You can attack from it, do opportunity attacks from it, so that's why we'll get Sentinel later on. It's a really good subclass. And then also the biggest thing too is you get Echo Incarnate, which basically says whenever you take the attack action, you can make an additional melee attack from your Echo. This is based on your con mod times per day. So you want to pair this with Action Surge, because right now we have a +3 to our con scores of 16, so +3 uses per long rest. So then we could use this. Right now we can just attack, Echo attack, then Action Surge, and then Echo attack. So lots of attacks even at level 3. And then yeah, then the strategy is going to be the same. We talked about it earlier. Level 4. So this is where we get a choice. You can either take Sentinel or Great Weapon Master here. I would just take Great Weapon Master at this point, because now we have our burst round. and we can do we have a really good burst round with this character. So we every single attack we get during our burst round with Action Surge and Echo Incarnate all will have that great weapon master proficiency damage bonus. Right now it's +2. At level 5 will be +3. So, and especially at level 5 when you get 2 attacks, you're going to be dealing a lot of single target DPS. So I would highly recommend just getting Great Weapon Master, and then we'll get Sentinel later on so we can get opportunity attacks. But again, those opportunity attacks unfortunately will not be able to benefit from the great weapon damage, which kind of sucks, but oh well. But what's good is when we get those opportunity attacks with Sentinel, they then reduce their speed to 0, so they can't even reach you, and they would have to only be able to hit you with projectile attacks. So it's a really good battlefield control build. Yep, that's it. Level 5, extra attack. You get a cool new ability called Tactical Shifts. Says when you're activating second wind, you can use half your movement speed. All right, I guess. Gives you some more movement speed whenever you need health, I guess. So maybe you can get out of dodge, or I don't know. That's all right. Now level 6, Barbarian. Finally, I know it took us a long time to get here, but we need to get our rage going, because right now, I guess so up until this point, you could have worn heavy armor if you wanted, but now we have to be wearing medium armor if we want to be able to rage. So from now on, we're going to be wearing medium armor, and that will be, and we have a 14 deck, so we'll get the max benefit from it. But the next level, we're going to be recklessing, so they're going to have advantage to hit us, so it won't really matter about our AC going forward. Rage lets us add our +2 damage to all strength attacks. So now we're going to be having great weapon damage fighting, so +3 and +2 to all of our damage. So rage is great. Level 2, rage damage at this level, it's only going to be resistant to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing. With our subclass, we'll get a lot more resistances. You get advantage on strength checks, and now what's cool is rage can last 10 minutes. Like I said, you need heavy armor. You get more weapon masteries. Choose whatever. You get too many damn weapon masteries. So the tactics, we talked about this already. Now what I would do is, I guess I forgot to mention it earlier, but every level, remember I said every level you can switch your fighting style. Whenever you switch to the glaive or halberd or whatever you're using, that's two-handed and it has the heavy property for great weapon master. I would highly recommend the halberd or the glaive because of the 10-foot reach plus your echo, and it gives you so much battlefield control. That's why I recommend those. And also later on we'll get Polearm Master too, but that's gonna be our last feat we get. But I would get blind fighting. Blind fighting will make it to where you can fight invisible enemies, and if your friends want to use Darkness Devil's Sight, you can see in the darkness. Blind fighting is definitely good. You can get great weapon fighting, but it really boosts your damage by like 1 or 2 points. It sucks in my opinion. And then I think that's the only other one I would consider for fighting styles for us. But yeah, we have a ton of burst damage at this level, and it's really good. But next level now with level 2 and getting reckless, we can get advantage on every single attack with that burst round. You're going to be doing so much damage. What's good is now with Great Weapon Master, you don't have to have a -5 to hit and to get damage boost. But it used to be +10, which is crazy. But now it's just the +3, but with advantage, and all of the attacks we get with Echo Incarnate and Action Surge, you're going to be doing so much damage. So yeah, always reckless. And then we get Danger Sense. We even have advantage on Dexterity saves. That's nice. Level 3, we get 2 choices for subclasses. People love to choose. So, Ancestral Protector will actually fit super well with this build because remember, you're attacking from range, and Ancestral Protector basically gives you whenever it gives you the disadvantage on everyone but me. So, basically, if you want to be the tank of the party, and you care more about party dynamic than self-preservation, then honestly, I would get the Ancestral Guardian Barbarian. You stay as far away as possible, attacking through your Echo, giving disadvantage on as many creatures as possible, and then they have disadvantage to hit everyone but you, but you're so far away because you're hitting through your Echo. That could be a really good tactic, and honestly, I might even consider taking that, but I am very selfish usually because unless I'm playing with a good team of people, then if I'm playing with people that I know really well, then I probably would go the ancestral path because then it's good team building. But usually, When I play campaigns now, it's been like joining random parties, and I don't know these people, so I'm just gonna go. I would go Wild Heart, just so I don't have to worry about all these resistances, and I can resist like everything except now. Unfortunately, now we don't resist Force, Necrotic, Psychic, and Radiant. Before, you get to resist everything but Psychic, so that's why again we're taking this race. So now we can resist everything but Necrotic, Psychic, and Radiant going forward. So I'm just going to go with Wild Heart. You can go with Ancestral Barbarian. It's to have it to where you have basically you can probably get to the point where you hit everybody once in the battlefield and they'll have disadvantage on everyone but you. So either that could be good, but it could be bad too if you're fighting undead because you don't have resistance to necrotic anymore. And if you're fighting something that deals radiant damage or psychic damage, then that resistance that you have won't matter. They'll advantage to hit you and you'll probably die. So campaign centric. Also, oh yeah, no, you'll have as ancestral, you'll only have resistance to the base rage damage. What am I saying? So that's the only problem I see with that build. Everyone pretty much will gun for you. So I mean, you could be hitting from the Echo 30, and then you have 10-foot range. You'll be hitting from 40 feet away, so you'll just be getting hit with range attacks. But still, I don't know. Up to you. Either option works for this build. You can pick whatever you want. Doesn't matter. Okay. This is basically with Rage Barbarian. You get 3 options. Always choose Bear. Doesn't matter. These other 2 don't matter. Maybe, I guess. No, they don't matter. Always, if you're going Wild Heart, choose Bear. Now that's it. We're gonna be out of Barbarian and go Fighter the rest of the way. So now is when we get that Sentinel feat that I was talking about. What's cool is all these feats are half feats. Now we bump our strength to 18. I mean 19 at this point, with Sentinel being a half feat. And Sentinel's going to be amazing with Echo Knight. So these enemies will like rarely ever get to you to hit you physically. So for the most part, you're going to have to deal with range attacks from these guys. So again, that's why people love pairing this with Ancestral Barbarian, because you'll just, for the most part, you'll probably only deal with ranged attacks. So again, something really to consider. And honestly, if it was early to levels, like if this campaign ends about like around maybe anything below 12 and under 13, honestly, Ancestral is probably better. But when you get to high levels, they're always using all these elementals and radiant or psychic or all these different damage types. And at that point, I feel like in order to survive as a barbarian, you need Totem Barbarian. That's just how it is. Okay. The tactics are 7 through 9, same thing. Reckless. Round 1 bonus action rage. And then you can literally go ham on any creature that you want. If you see the boss and you can get in range with the boss, rage, action surge, echo, just echo incarnate. You get so many attacks. I guess at this level you would get 2 attacks, then action echo 3, then you get 2 attacks, echo 3, so you got 6 attacks, and all with great weapon, all with plus 5 plus your normal strength mod, which is plus 4. So plus 9 all that, and then if you put graze on yourself, even if you somehow happen to miss, at least you're dealing 9 damage. So yeah, graze is going to be your best friend, just in case for if you actually miss. But if you have 2 enemies that are next to each other, I would highly recommend doing the cleave ability just to deal some extra damage. But yeah, those are the 2 weapons I'll switch between. In 2024 now, it's a free action to switch weapons, so just have both weapons on your back. That would be like the coolest thing for you to do. And the only thing is it'd be hard to get magic weapons of both, but yeah, if you get a magic weapon of one, just stick with that one. You'll probably be fine. Okay. Okay. So from here on out, I'm just gonna do some general breakdown because that's the build. Only thing we're really gonna get later on is an extra fight, an extra attack. We could get another feat option, which will take Polearm Master. But yeah, I'm gonna breeze through this, to be honest. So level 10, fighter 7, we get Echo Avatar. Basically, you can use that now. Your Echo can go more than 30 feet from you, but you basically go unconscious. So it's more of a scouting feature that you can use with your Echo. Kind of cool. Level 8 fighter. We get our next feat. get Polearm Master. Now you have the combo. Whenever enemy comes within your reach and your echo's reach too, you can hit them with a reaction attack, which now can be reckless, by the way, because reckless was changed to have your whole turn of advantage. You have your whole turn, you'll have advantage. So you have advantage to hit, and if you hit them, their movement speed goes to 0. That one enemy cannot come towards you. It's amazing. And this will make it to where you have total lockdown of one melee character for sure. Yep. Okay, and then you'll max out your strength at this level of level 11. Amazing. And then there's just some strategies this level, because honestly the build's complete. So again, same thing: Glaber Halberd, burst damage. It's a very, very simple build. So I'm going to try to finish this up real quick. Level 9 fighter, you get Indomitable, super buffed. Now you get to add your fighter level. That's amazing, and you get it twice per long rest at fighter 13, once per long rest at this level. Amazing. More weapon masteries, but you get a cool ability called Shadow Martyr. This is going to be a cool reaction ability you have. I would definitely save this for crits, or save this for something. You get a once per short rest ability, but use this because basically as a reaction you can teleport your echo within 5 feet and redirect it to the echo. It's basically saying, oh, this is going to be like a big attack. You burn your echo, and then yeah, they don't get the attack anymore. Something to note of, I just remembered, I kind of seized through it, but with Polearm Master you also get a bonus action attack. So whenever you rage and your echo is not dead, just use a bonus action attack. But something to note is Great Weapon Master will not buff that damage. You will look at the rage damage bonus and your normal strength bonus, but just know that Great Weapon Master damage will not apply to that. Fighter 10, Shadow Martyr. Fighter 11, the Glory level, you get 3 attacks. Amazing. So now with Echo Incarnate, you do 3 attacks, and then you Echo Incarnate 4 attacks, Action Surge, an additional 3 attacks, and then 4 attacks. That's 8 attacks. And then if you have your bonus slot open, that's an additional attack. 9 attacks in one round, all with your strength mod, plus Great Weapon Master. I think it's 4 at this level because your proficiency bonus should be 4, and plus your rage. It's amazing. So at this level, I think it's just better to go fighter. You could go back to Barbarian, but you don't get any notable features in my opinion. So we're gonna go to fighter, keep going fighter, because you get so many feats. So we get to max out our con, which gives us more Echo Incarnates per day, which is amazing. So yeah, we get a fighter 12, we get another feat plus 2 that con, gives us 4 Echo Incarnates per day now, and our health is significantly increased. We get a new ability, which is kind of interesting. It's called Studied Attack. So if our attack roll misses, we'll get that graze damage, and then get advantage on the next hit. Does not matter for us because we always have advantage, but cool for fighters that don't always have advantage. Fighter 14, another feat. This is why we want to keep going fighter. So then boom, raise our con to 20. Have a plus 5 modifier, 5 Echo Incarnates per day. This build does so much single target DPS. Level 15 fighter, we get a new ability called Reclaim Potential. This is for your spirit, but honestly I would never use it. This is when your echo is destroyed, you can gain temporary hit points. Oh no, okay, my bad. I thought this was a reaction. No, when your echo is destroyed, you just get some temporary hit points. No, it's amazing. I'm so sorry. Yeah, always use this. I mean, it's free. I thought it was just like you have to use a reaction or something. No, that was Shadow Martyr. Yeah, my bad. No, free feature, amazing. Always use it. Okay, so now level fighter 16, which is actually level 19, we will get a boon of fortitude, epic boon. So the reason why I didn't take that ability score right at Barbarian 4 is because there's a cool little feature that since at level 19 you can get epic boons. You can kind of get 2 epic boons, but yeah. So we're gonna get epic boon of fortitude, more health. And we get strength to 21, and then our next epic boon will be boon of energy resistance, so we can actually get that psychic and necrotic resistance that we are lacking this whole time. So now we get resistance to everything but radiant. And I guess you can redirect these damage types, psychic, whatever. I don't know. I guess necrotic might come up, and psychic if you're fighting the mind flayers or whatever. But yeah, amazing. And now, oh, that's my bad. It should be. I messed that up there. Strength. And we're gonna get our strength to 22. Sorry about that. Yeah. There we go. And that's it. So what's the capabilities of this build? So we're going to have 268 HP with Rage for the most part, unless you're fighting some angels. That's going to be 536 HP. Amazing. We're going to get a lot of temporary hit points. That's up to 5 times per day, depending how many times your Echo dies. Hopefully it doesn't. I would highly, if you can get any piece of equipment in this game, it's adamantium armor, so you don't have to worry about critical hits. That's going to be amazing for this build, because they're always going to have an advantage to hit you. And make sure you strategically position your Echo, because that's your Echo, and your Echo's reaction attacks and your Rage are your only defenses in this whole build, plus your fat HP pool. And for offense, we've talked about this throughout the build because it's just a bunch of attacks, but Reckless, guaranteed advantage, Rage, Great Weapon Master, Action Surge, and extra attack can get you up to 6, potentially 9 attacks in one turn. Unleash I did have it on the bottom there. Yeah, Unleash Incarnate, it's 8 per round, and then it's going to be +1 for bonus action if you were to hold off on your attack, though. But something to note, if your DM does not allow you to get 2 epic boons like that, I probably would just choose Energy Reflection, just so you can get those 2 resistances, and then I would take 17 levels in Fighter and get 2 Action Surges, because 2 Action Surges, you can actually do, holy crap, 2 Action Surges, you would be able to do 12, potentially 13 attacks in one round. Wow, that might just be better. All at advantage. Damn. With Graze for if you were to miss, which you might, all those attacks. I don't know if the extra 40 HP from Boon of, but then 22 strength. I don't know, but honestly, 2 epic boons is too hard to give up for 1 round of burst damage, but it's tempting, and it's something to note if you actually take this build level 20. But yeah, that's the build. I really hope you enjoyed the build. Something to note is on the character sheet for D&D Beyond. Remember, please join the Discord. I love to talk about D&D builds, and I want to build a great D&D community. But this document we went through was all we posted in the Discord for free, no paying, nothing. Also I post a character sheet. But something I want to know about the character sheet in the build is that for some reason D&D Beyond is bugging right now, and it's not allowing me to put in Echo Knight as a subclass, even though I have access to all the material. So I don't know, it's just a little bug right now. So I put all the features like in the notes section, but also they're in this document. But yeah, hope you enjoyed the build. Please like, comment, subscribe. I'm going to be trying to get a build out every week. I'm working super ahead right now because currently I am in school finishing up my master's degree. So before my classes start, I'm trying to pump out and record as many videos. I guess you can see the date I'm doing this. Today's January 10th, but this video won't be out until sometime in February. I have a lot of videos prepared ahead of time right now because currently I'm also doing an internship on top of doing school. So right now I have a lot of free time just because school hasn't started back up yet. So I'm trying to get as many videos as I can out. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Till next time.